Hello. All right. Here we are. Saturday night dumpster diving. Doesn't mean we're implicit to it's not implicit that these are bad games, just things that I find in my Steam repertoire or something on my shelves or whatever the hell I want. And sometimes we just play ready or not. So yeah, here we go. Today we're going to be playing, or tonight? Yeah, tonight. Tonight we're going to be playing 112 Operator. Basically, it's a game where you take calls and, you know, send out the proper emergency services to go and deal with that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Part of me wants to go, maybe we do a bit of the old, what's it called? We do some scenarios, or maybe we get in campaign. I'm going to take a sip of water and then I'll figure it out. All right, figured it out. We're doing campaign. And shout out to Martin. We're going to do his hometown. I had those crazy people drive on the wrong side. He doesn't live there anymore. He's in Ireland. No. I don't know where he lives. Let's see here. Okay. If Martin sees this, then he can identify this area. I'm sure he might have more. He's definitely more familiar with this area. Him being an Englishman. All right, we're gonna start a new one. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the last one. Penalty for overtime. I'm gonna go normal. I'm nothing special. I'm pretty clammy when it comes to tense situations. So yes, I guess. Warnings. Yeah, there might be difficult subject matter in this, and you know that affects you, then probably don't be here. But there's a warning at the start of Twitch. But so we're gonna go through our, you know, maybe I know this stuff, but, or I guess most of it. I don't want to be that arrogant. But yeah, let's go through this. So maybe one day you need to use this, because so far all this looks good from my when I took first aid classes. So yep. Encourage the person to cough if their airway is so open. If not, stand behind the person, wrap your arms under the waist of the person, give 5 blowbacks between the shoulder blades. You know, really hard. Grasp the fist with one hand and put it in the front. Put your front of the rib cage at the sternum. You know, that little place between the shoulder, between your, you know, your. You know where it is, where you can see where he's going, and then you just pull into that, and that fucking hurts. If you get it done to you, press hard in the sternum and do abdominal thrusts. Repeat quick upward thrust up to 5 times. I don't know about the 5 times thing. I can't. I just remember you just keep doing it until you are able to dislodge the thing. And if you can, in any emergency situation, always attempt to alert your emergency services, because you may be unable to render aid, and you know things will happen. You'd rather be certain than not, but you don't want to waste, you know, emergency resources. And now we're going to do some CPR. Place the person on their back. You know, you're seeing it. Make sure the airway's opening. You know, blocking it. Open their mouth. If you're alone, call 112 immediately. You need to do this because you know, there's no certainty that the CPR is going to resuscitate them. And yeah, and if you're not, you look at someone and go, call 112, because you cannot ever assume that someone is going to call 112. It's called the bystander effect, where a lot of people are witnessing emergency and expecting someone else. So it's better just to kind of have just to take the initiative. You know, don't ever expect anyone else to help. Not took that as cynical, but it's just kind of like, you know, it's just an effect. People keep watching. But once you're done with, you know, you got emergency, you go ahead and commit to the CPR itself. You put your hands, you know, as shown, right onto the chest, push your hands out, covering one another, and breastbone between the normal position of the nipples. You're going to be hitting that hard. You're going to probably crack some bones. Just keep doing it until help arrives. So you got to keep doing it and try to get some compressions. Keep your arms straight, don't bend your elbows. That's gonna keep yourself stiff and keep pushing into it. Use your body weight. Absolutely, don't try to use your arm strength. It's not enough. Use your upper body weight and push down into their chest. Just keep doing that until help arrives. Next set. Yeah, don't be afraid to call 112. I had to deal with this recently. Not 112. I'm not in. I imagine this is a English number. But yeah, you want to do it if you're in danger. You want to get help or not. Yeah, it's only emergencies when you call blah blah blah. I think a lot of people know this. Unconscious person, check for danger. You don't want to go ahead and try to set up. Take a look around. Is there things falling? Or is there vapors? Or is there something that took them out? Don't go grabbing for them. Take a look. Check. Try to get their attention. Call their name. Tap them on the shoulder. Try see if you can wake them up in a normal way. See that they're somewhat conscious. If not, call 112. Or once again, try to avoid the bystander effect and ask someone else to do it. Open the airway, tilt the head back, check for breathing, look, listen, and then you can use their wrist or their neck. You're gonna feel a little pulse there if you do it right. You can test it on yourself and make sure test it on yourself. You can feel your own pulse. That's what you want to look for. And cell phones, they all have the emergency call option, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you find someone and you don't have a phone, go use their emergency number and call your local emergency. Seizure. I had an ex who had this allegedly. I never witnessed her do it, but do not restrain seizure and do not put your wallet or something in their mouth. That's the adage. Or some sort of something someone did so people don't swallow their tongue or bite their tongue. Don't put anything in your mouth. Don't put your wallet in there. That's gonna just end up causing more problems. Protect. Make sure the person's head is not bouncing around, hitting. Try to get under their neck. Use your leg as support, or if you have a pillow or something, that works too. And just try to protect the head. You don't have to worry about these things too much. Unless those seizures lasting for a while. Eventually, depending on the person, some people are conscious throughout the whole ordeal. Some people are. It's just kind of just a blurry, fuzzy effect or dream state. So luckily, I never had to deal with this so far, but if you ever do, you got to make sure not to do the wrong things and basically choke the person. You want to keep their airways. It's just a defect, I suppose, or result of injury. But if the seizure lasts for more than 5 minutes, or they're not breathing after the seizure, that means something has gone terribly wrong, and you got to call your emergency services. And or if they clearly if they hurt themselves, this is all common sense, but it's always good to know. And then at the end of the seizure, make sure the person's not choking. Don't make sure there's nothing in their mouth because of some asshole who put their wallet in their mouth. And then they'll wake up or essentially come out of the seizure. I don't know if wake up's the op word because their eyes can be wide open. But they'll come out, and then you can continue as normal. It can be embarrassing, but you always want to just it doesn't matter. At a certain point, embarrassment shouldn't be your problem. Just make sure everything's okay, and go on about your day. Earthquake survival. Learned this in Japan. You got to get under some cover because debris, lights, tiles, anything above you might start falling. Anything can fall into your head. Just stay under a solid piece of cover until the earthquake is gone, and then just leave because you don't know if there's any structural damage that could cause the building to collapse on yourself. So you take your emergency exits and try to get out of the building. Do not use elevators. That will definitely be shit if you get caught in one of those. And just stay away from electrical cables and don't try to push on any walls if you can help it. Usually buildings, depending on where you're at, mostly buildings can deal with earthquakes. Are designed, but those are usually in places where earthquakes are common. So yeah, keep that in mind. And there might be aftershocks afterwards. There's not much you can do. Just remain safe. Fire alarms. Don't pretend like even it's at school. Just get out. At the end of I remember in middle school someone pulled it on the end, and on the last day of school. And I think kids still do that. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe there's more legal actions nowadays. I don't know. Just get out. Do not waste time. Nothing is more important, than your life and the ones around you. Find the escape routes. You can usually see them with at least in some signs, depending on where you are, green or red. Those are usually, and they have the fire exits, a little man running out of a door. Or it could be a woman. Who knows? It could be you'll see the sign fire, and that usually will help you, identify it during heavy smoke. If you are in a position when there's lots of smoke in the air, so hot air rises and debris usually, like the micro debris, I don't know what to call it, that usually goes hot. If it's hot, it's going to go higher. You want to stay low to the ground because that's where most of your oxygen is going to be stored at. So just crawl through towards an exit. Do not open the windows because that could allow for more oxygen to enter the place, and fire likes oxygen, so it could exacerbate things. That's my understanding. And yeah, if the emergency exit block, close the door and seal it with a wet towel from the open side. Wait for the firemen to arrival, or take the fire escape stairs if available. Haven't had to deal with this. Never had been in a fire. Knock on wood. So these are good things to know. I would like to state once again, the most important thing in any emergency situation is to not panic. I know that there's a flight or fight instinct that could really cause harm. Sometimes the evolutionary designs in your biology will cause you or others pain. The best thing you can do in any situation is not to panic. There's some breathing exercises that you can do. You do slow breaths because your body's going to want to get as much blood as it can to your parts, and your the chemicals in your body, your hormones are going to start, your adrenaline hormones are going to kick up, and you can kind of counteract that by just breathing slowly. By the way, if you're like, I know all this shit, I don't care, just play the game, just skip until you see a map, it'll be fine. It's always good to review the basics though. Fire extinguishers, there's instructions on the side. I'm sure you read this already. You can see it. Pull the pin and then put the nozzle. Shoot at the space of the flames. Don't shoot at the upper side. You want to hit where the fire's coming from. May sound like common sense, but if everyone had common sense, I don't think a lot of things would happen in the world. Like, for example, if you have an oil fire, don't pour water on it. Don't pour water. I think if you've been on the internet or life, you'll see that it causes big fire. Don't do that. But yeah, make sure the fire's out completely. There might be embers. If this person were not to take out the fire properly, there might be embers in the papers that might relight. And if they happen to step away, it might become much worse if there was carpet, for example. But enough of that. Fainting. This one's pretty easy to deal with. Elevate the legs of a person. Make sure they lay down. You don't want them to pass out, hit their head, and then they're dead. Put their feet onto a chair, and so the blood could, get to their brain and their vital organs a little bit better, so it's not working so hard. That's what I understand. I could be wrong. There might be other reasons. Please always consult a professional. I am just someone who took a CPR class way back then, and these are just things I kind of have in my pocket. And then if they don't prevent vomiting or choking on your vomit or their vomit. You don't want to choke on your vomit either. Yeah, yeah, I remember I had to deal with something like this in Japan. I almost died. I was almost that person. Uh, Alcohol. Be moderate with your alcohol consumption. Don't binge drink. If you do, just make sure you're with people who you can trust and will take care of you. Um, Call 112 if they do not recover. Yeah, check for pulses. Make sure that everything's good. Gas leak. Do not turn on the light or any electrical devices that might cause explosion. Now use lighters or matches. Self-explanatory. Close the main gas valve on your home apartment. Open all the doors and windows. Call 112 and warn your neighbors. Leave the building. Now, here's the thing I don't know, and I would imagine you have to avoid it, but I don't think you want to pull the fire alarm when there's a gas leak, because that is an electrical device. I don't know if fire alarms are protected against that. I've been looking for that information for a while, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. My best judgment would be avoid any electrical currents that can cause a fire. And then heart attack, chest pain, arm pain. Women are a bit different, but someone can experience a heart attack without, chest pressure. But their arm will go get sore. There's upper body. You get shortness of breath, cold sweat, nausea. You see everything here, and the feeling of doom. Oh, you think you're gonna die? Probably. But these are also, from my own experience, some of these things could be for a panic attack. I got cold sweat. I started getting shortness of breath, nausea, vomiting on my end, lightheadedness, all that fun stuff. So always be certain. Don't take a chance if you don't have to. Call 112. Find a comfortable place and just have them, wait by, and you'll be fine. Hypothermia, get to a warm place. Yeah, you don't want to energize their the being. If they fell into a water source or freezing lake, you want to get the wet, off of it, get them dry, get them warm, and if they have frostbite, make sure it doesn't get infected, because they'll start to damage that can cause damage to the body, which will invite infection. Yeah, try, and then if they're unconscious, do CPR and make sure they're in a warm area, because then you're just wasting. Also, don't drink. Don't think because you feel warm in the cold doesn't mean you're warm. That's actually really bad. So, and don't go from cold to hot. That can cause damage to the body as well. Let's see what else. And basically, this is for me. Just try to get the address of the person as quickly as possible. And yeah, make sure you don't get frivolous thing. Missing child. Oh god, these always make my heart jump. Yeah, make sure your child is missing. There's no 24-hour, 48-hour rule with missing persons in general. Just call as soon as you're sure, but make sure that your child is in fact missing. Search areas your child could hide in. You have to kind of do a little bit of legwork, and then make sure if they have any friends, see what's going on. If you cannot find your child, alert the emergency services. And yeah, depending on where you are, if there might be a store manager or something like that, and make sure you have all your information. Go look at your child and remember their face. Little little things there. And then yeah, probably have a photo in your wallet or purse or what have you, or on your phone. That's probably going to be more modern. And yeah, remain calm. If you can try to do your best, then hopefully everything, it's not the worst case scenario. Like I said earlier, don't panic. So when it comes to movement, and for those kids still in school, moving through a hallway, you always want to find, you want to move along with the crowd. Don't try to obstruct the crowd, because they're going to run you over. And you got to force your way to these sides and try to make your way out the sides. The crowd will you can get suffocated in the crowd. from all the pressure. If you ever been to a concert where it can get pretty rowdy, breathing gets hard. Imagine that, but everyone's trying to escape a problem. Yeah, don't drag your children along. They'll get fucked up. Always carry them on your front, and don't bring your things if it's emergency and people are trying to get out. Don't be carrying something big. It's not worth it to save your life, not your things. If people fall over, grab them by the collar, not the arm. Arm doesn't help. You're just kind of restricting their ability to help themselves up. If you get them by the collar, they will be able to use their arms and legs to push themselves up. If you fall, immediately grab someone on your right and left and try to pull yourself up. So you need to basically, get them arms going and try to get to your knees and just try to pull yourself up. It's going to be difficult, but you need to not get trampled by, mobs of people, especially in murder. And then this is, I guess, a trigger warning. You don't. If this, like I said, if this is content that's not good for you, please, go enjoy someone else. But there's plenty of warnings prior to this. You've been warned. Sexual assault is quite frequent. It's not reported as much as it should be, and you need to, if you know somebody who's been sexually assaulted, for the most part, it is better to believe them, because that if you start questioning everything, you most likely don't know what you're doing, and to get a proper response, and you might cause them to back away from reporting their perpetrators. So you always want to make sure that that they have the confidence and the safety to express themselves. If these things are, just believe them. You need to believe them. It's important. And men are victims of I don't know if I can say the word on stream, but sexual assault and sexual harassment and all these things. Don't be afraid to speak out, especially if you're a man. I know I grew up in toxic masculinity, and some people, they're like, oh, well, you just have to deal with your emotions. All these kind of keep silent things, you can't self-impose. Don't self-impose suffering on yourself just because it is expected of you. You are, worthy as a person. So yeah, that's all I can say really about that. Electrical shock. Here's a new one. Turn off the power source. If you see a bunch of people get shocked to death because they hit a wire while moving a scaffolding, maybe some what I'm referencing. Don't go and try to grab them off. The currents can travel. But try to turn off the power source. Find a non-conductive material. Rubber is a very good one. They have some here: plastic, wood, cardboard. And try to remove the person using those items. Do not touch the metal or the conductors, whatever the case may be. The water, it could be. The water and metals are usually great conductors. Do not touch the person if they're still electric current. And I don't think it's mentioned here, but if you're not sure if something's electrified, ideally you don't want to touch it. But let's say you electric fence, I don't know, maybe zombie situation. Don't touch it with the palm of your hand. Always touch it with the back of your hand, because when you touch electrical, when you come in contact with a strong current, your body will tense up. And if you had your hand palm down on something, you could cause your hand to basically stay in contact with that electrical current, and now you're frying yourself and causing yourself a lot of harm. Always touch if you're dealing with cars or what have you. Though a car battery won't kill you, it'll just hurt like hell. I heard stories where people they'll try to teach their kids lessons by shocking themselves. I'm not going to do that. Screw that. But if you touch the back, use your back of your hand, and cover any burned areas with sterile gauze to prevent infections. And do not use anything with like do not have anything that has loose fibers. You want something solid because it's gonna get sticky. It's their burn victim. You don't want those contaminant. Oh my god, contaminants touching, infusing itself into the flesh or the burns, because that can cause infection. Venomous snakes, just go ahead and give them a kiss. Venomous snakes are, very lonely creatures, and they're venomous. Yeah, give them a kiss, they'll let you go. But yeah, you just, if you see a snake and you're not sure, there's not really a complete rule of thumb to supersede everything, black and yellow, you're a dead fellow, or whatever the case may be. Just, they work for some snakes, not all. Just avoid snakes and try to get, if you can avoid it, great. If it's a situation where the snake is in your house or something where you cannot live with it, call proper authorities to deal with that. But yeah, pointed noses, pupils. If you get bit, go to get emergency help as soon as possible, and do not suck out the venom. I've heard adages where people would, take a belt, cut off the blood's flow, and then cut into another section where the venom is, and then suck it out. And that used to be an old school thing. It's recommended not to do that anymore because you might do worse. I would say go with what the doctors say. Don't go with what Uncle Les says. And then when you're dealing with this, always remain calm. Make sure you have the address. If you can get the address out, that's going to help your situation a lot better. And then follow the operator's instructions. They're very good. Like I said, I had to deal with this recently. That's why I'm kind of playing this game. And then infection. We don't have the zombie DLC enabled, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But yeah, wash your hands, soap, water. Avoid, we all dealt with COVID at this point, unless you're 2 years old. Why are you watching this? If you're a sentient 2-year-old that is able of understanding what I'm saying and you got to this point, then congratulations. But here's a lesson, wash thoroughly. Cover your mouth. We know that. Yep. Go to a place without windows, stay under protection. If you have head protection, use it. You don't want debris slicing you apart. If you got a basement, great. Heavy bleeding, you want to stop the wound. If you know how to use a tourniquet, use that. You basically just, depending on what it is, there's different grades of them. I don't really know how to go into that. I haven't had to use a tourniquet, and I'm not well studied. But you do want to dress the wound to prevent, proper bleeding, and then call emergency services as fast as possible. And they will probably, they'll put in what they need to do, and they'll deal with it better than you can. If you have, training to this is all born to you, skip ahead. And then face masks. Come on, we all did COVID. Do we have to? Right? Do we have to do this again? Come on. Yep, and we got headphones on. I think all good to go. Yeah, these are the 4 things you got to deal with. Is where are you? You want to find out where they are. Sometimes people don't know, so you got to ask, what's going on. When is it happening? Is it still going on? And then you have to instruct them, and then who is involved. And I had to deal with the question: do they have weapons? So you have to be careful. Suspicious package. If you see a suspicious package, they tell you in the airports, report immediately. Leave the vicinity and warn others so they don't, if it happens to be a IED, they are not affected. Call our care. You want to well, let's go through it. If you see someone who needs help, make sure you at least get someone calling. Make sure certain that someone's calling your emergency services. If you sit there and just assume you're going to die, you're going to have someone, you're going to have problems because the bystander effect. Someone's going to be sitting there and everyone's going to assume that someone else is doing it. If you're not sure, or even if you do it, just do it anyways. More calls is fine. You know, they'll get a number of calls and they'll deal with it, and they'll get the same thing. They'll know how to deal with it. Yep, and make sure you care. With drowning people, don't try to save them. I've seen people drown because they try to save another person from drowning. It's quite heart-wrenching to watch and horrible. Don't risk your life especially you're not a strong swimmer. If you are, trained in it, then you probably know more than me about it. But yep, car hazards. Park your car on the side road. Make sure you have hazard lights on. The blinking will alert people, and then turn off car engine, depending on what the situation is. That's give or take. If you have it, you should have the proper emergency items, flares, triangle cones that prevents you from getting rear-ended or completely obliterated. Further is better. And yeah, check for hazards depending on the situation. Yeah, don't pull an unconscious person out of the car. You might cause more damage by doing so, but if there is a fire, you will definitely have to get them out if you are capable. If not, if you're not capable of helping someone, you're going to get yourself hurt. And then we're back at choking, which we're done now. We're done. We don't have to do this again. If you're confused about choking, go back when the stream's done and look at the VOD, or look it up yourself. Things change. All right, let's go ahead and start in London. I think this is all going to be tutorial stuff. Hey. Snazzy. Oh my god. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in my own headphones. Thank you. All right, so this is probably going to be tutorial stuff. Yep. Aggressive dog. They're going to probably go over there and shoot it. Well, this is London. I don't know how they deal with stray dogs that are, dangerous. We might have to dispatch a ambulance there if it does attack anybody. But I just know how they deal with it in my part of the neighborhood. So we got a fire issue. Water tank. So we're not taking any calls right now. We're just deploying. First day on the job. They want to give us the small stuff. Okay, so we can see the process. They caught the dog, and now they're going to go bring it to the PD to process it. And all right, and now they're back on patrol. Let's see what we got here. Parking violation. Not a big deal, but since we don't really have much going on, go ahead. These, you got to prioritize, emergencies over, stupid stuff like this. Eventually, they'll call tow truck and all that. It'll get dealt with. And we're only in the north side of London right now. So maybe we can speed this up because I know what generally I'm doing. Okay, well, let's go over here. This is a faster drug dealer. Someone called a possible drug dealing. Good job. New call. Oh, look at that. We do. Let on road. All right, cool. Okay, it's fine. It's not an emergency. Okay. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we're on the way. Hey. I'll send the... So we can do with it. Stuck elevator. Elevator. Dealt with. Okay. Then we just go. Whoop. Games. This is a game. There you go. All done. Now let's go ahead there. You go there. We're playing 112. We're going to take the role of an operator. What's this do? Oh, gunshot wound. Food poisoning. So we're just doing one shift. All right, fire here. Let's go here. Trash on fire. Not too big of a deal. New call. Oh, hunting. Shh. Fuck. Hold on. Let me deal with this, and then I can think about what you're talking. Uh-oh. All right. Well, I'll join you in a moment. Uh. Hmm. Uh, uh. Okay. Well, we're just gonna take a look. You know, just because she's under the drugs doesn't mean she's not in danger. Someone could be, you know, they arrested her. uh, bribery attempt. I didn't know you can call the cops on that. All right, well, there we go. Wrong rate driver, very dangerous. Let's see. Drug dealer. Oh, new call. Come on. Oh, shit. Okay. We need to tell him to get out of the car. Get out of the car. I'm not asking that question. Go. Go, run, you dumb asshole. You dumb asshole. Get the. Yeah. Yeah, the police. They're better. I think they're safer in the train than, you know. We're going to say, train fuck. It's fucked up, yo. Oh. Probably need. Okay, where's it? Why? Oh, everything paused? Go. All right, we're gonna send the SWAT van in. They're gonna start executing people. This is we can't let these things. All right, you good? Police unit, gonna come over. Okay, well, we're gonna deploy you here. Severed limb. Holy shit! Stop the bleeding. All right, so it's looks like we're probably towards the end of our shift here. We still got a few minutes. Gonna take water. They'll drop off whatever, refuel their water supplies, the storages, so they can fight fires. Oh, no, you need to go there. Go ahead and diabetic shock. Okay. Okay, well, we had an accident happen here. It's kind of just like listening to the idle chatter, even though I know I'm going to hear it several times. I just like it. Where are you at? Okay. Cat in the tree. Okay, yeah. You know, they need help. Man, I don't want to make the decision to choose between a cat and a human. Yeah, so the SWAT van is just driving around in circles, you know, looking for crime. Oh, I didn't know you can zoom in that much. It's got 3D and everything. Cool. Good job, guys. Diabetic shock. Let's go. Have some insulin or go over here. Childbirth. Yeah, this is in the UK, so they're not, you know, they're not going to be robbed of everything they have. So this is good. This is good. If we were in the US, we'd have to you know, send out cops to shoot them. You just have cops. You would have cops and fire. That's it. Bomb threat. God, it's probably uh, you have to. I might have just killed people. I didn't know that was the end of the conversation. I thought I was going to get the option to just go, hey, you need to remain away from the package and make sure no one goes there. Bomb report. Fucking kid. Hang up. There you go. If I do this in a game, I can't imagine doing it in real life, just sitting there going, fuck these people. Yeah, you gotta tell people get away from the bomb. If you feel like there's a bomb, there might not be a bomb threat, but you don't ever want to, you know, assume. Also, these English people have a lot of American accents, so I'm kind of, this is weird. This is what would happen if this is an alternate reality where America invaded England and then converted everyone to speak the proper, you know, English. So I wonder if we're gonna get arrest here. So if it's arrest, it might be because of a call. Nope, it's resolved. Oh, yep, someone's getting arrested. Subject is under arrest. Could be anything from a bomb, a threat, you know. I think we had one at our school. There you go. Let's see, did I screw anything up? No, looks like everything. Wait, hold on, I saw 3 out of 4. Stuck in an elevator. Open. Yeah, I just tell that bitch to shut up. That's it. So we got some promotions. We can take a look at some objectives: first aid, probation period, maintain cause reputation. I don't think that's gonna be hard. We can take a look at our emails. Okay. Yep. Got it. Yep. We can search specific areas. Everyone should be familiar with first aid, especially 112 operators. Yep. Got it. Your server glide informing qualified recruitment phase. Hey, look at that. My own email. Cool. Welcome aboard. All right. Look at these little guys with their little hats. Look at their bobbies. She's adorable. She's happy to be here. Most of the men are like, ugh. This guy's he's pretty content. This guy's happy. Never mind. Okay, I just made my observations incorrect. Can we is this how we filter? Okay, cool. But it looks like I'm gonna be hopping in Discord now. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. Hello. I'm here. Hello. I don't know. I don't know who I am, man. Get out of Discord quickly. So here's the thing. I've totally forgot. I thought the summer sale was going to last a lot longer. No, I did not buy it. Oh, is it? Oh, G2A? Okay. Go ahead and say, oh, can't over. There you go. They're probably. What's the game? What's the game called again? Called the Wild 2019 edition. Oh, it's sold out. It's sold out. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah. Probably not G2A, but yeah, no. Let's see. Let's see here. Not Hunt Showdown. I already have that. What was it called again? The Hunt. Oh wow, it's cheap right now. They've. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and save this game for later, and then we're gonna be back with some Hunteroonie. Yeah, I figured you guys weren't gonna be here, but we were playing. You were watching what?
Rush Hour.
Oh, Rush Hour. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this stream, and then if you're still by,